off of our topic that we've laid out here.
Pokemon Go?
Defeats in games. Big demotivating factors.
Right.
Because, we were talking about your demotivating factor, which is what pops around you. Mm-hmm. So I want to unpack this a little bit and talk about, just moments where you were completely destroyed in a game to the point, not because I sort of feel with my experience with Dark Souls that I've found a new appreciation for the loss state. And for the, not a permanent game over, but, the death, the failure state, and what that can teach the gamer. But it also can serve to be a huge demotivating factor, as I had initially had found out with Dark Souls in my first foray into the series. So I'm curious, what are instances, I've talked before about my big tantrum that I threw with Dark Souls and breaking controllers.
And foreheads.
Yes, but what about you guys? Like, what are some moments where you guys have hit a wall in a game and put it down and was just like, fuck it, I don't ever want to see this game again?
You mean like what I did with FF13?
Yeah, I did that too. I absolutely did that too.
The game that inspired this topic, I still have not played since it happened.
Which game was that?
I was playing League of Legends with my brother.
Oh, that's a terrible defeat. I'm sorry about that.
Let me tell you. So that's standardly a 5-on-5 game.
Right.
We got into a game, and one person on their team was just being a troll to their team. We felt bad, and he decided he was just going to keep running at us and getting himself killed to feed us gold. And we're like, wow, you're a dick, but whatever. We'll kill you a bunch of times. We'll get a bunch of gold, and we'll end this game as quickly as possible so that the rest of your team can go on with their lives.
Right.
This isn't even a 5-on-4. This is like effectively.
Meow 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 meow.
I'm gonna assume it's from one of my skeet partners at work.
That is from 9 Lives.
Yeah.
Wonder how long that this is gonna go on.
Quite a bit.
Meow 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 meow.
Good.
Just imagine when we listen to that one song.
Oh, okay, there.
All right, good.
Okay, all right.
This game isn't even a 5-on-4. It's a 6v4 effectively because they're feeding us. The other 4 members of their teams may as well have been professional players because they didn't just beat us; they stomped us into the ground.
Wow!
They made us look like chumps and utterly humiliated us in a 4-on-6 experience.
Wow.
And I have not played the game since.
That's got to be disheartening.
It was.
And the thing is, there's a very different feeling when you lose against the computer versus when you lose against other people.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you lose against other people, it feels like a referendum on you and your skill, but it's also like, I'll never get that good. There are people who are playing this game on such a level where I can't even aspire to be like that. I don't have the amount of time and attention to be able to give it. And I mean, like, I've experienced that with tons of multiplayer games. Call of Duty. There's only so many times that you can see, because there's the kill cam. There's only so many times that you can see yourself get quick scoped before you're like, you know what, fuck this.
Yep.
Fuck this game.
Yeah. The other one I remember was in Dark Souls when I got invaded at one point. This guy came in here and made an absolute ass out of me. He didn't even try to attack me for a while. He just kept dodging my attacks every time, and then he would stand behind Solaire to try to get me to attack Solaire accidentally.
Oh.
And finally, I kind of chased him a little bit and took a swing. He dodged it and nailed me, hit me hard. I fell down. I got back up and just started running for it, and he ran me down and killed me.
Yeah.
It was I felt utterly humiliated.
That's one of the things deterring me from wanting to play Dark Souls. Is I don't want to be doing something that all of a sudden someone just comes in and kills me. That's no fun.
If you don't become human, you don't have to worry about it. If you stay undead, no one can invade you.
That's true. Players have always had a complicated relationship with the invasion aspect of Dark Souls, and I feel like I don't.
What is the invasion thing? Because I've never played Dark Souls.
Okay,
I don't have context.
So Dark Souls basically works on a series of checkpoints. You have bonfires that you have to light. When you light them, that serves as your return point.
Right.
The amount of kindling that you've made the bonfire, that determines when you when you're out of Estus flasks, how many respawn? Your Estus flasks is the only way that you can heal, right?
It's a potion, basically.
Yeah.
It's a redrinkable potion. It's got 5 charges immediately, and then every time you kindle a bonfire, you get 5 more charges.
You get 5 more.
Limited source?
Every time you die, it restocks.
Or every time you stop at a bonfire, it restarts. Okay. But every time you stop at a bonfire, it also respawns every enemy.
Okay.
Every enemy, except for bosses or
big enemies.
really
specific things.
Yeah, for specific things like Black Knights.
Okay.
So if you die, it's all about repetition. You're going through that same section. If there's a section that you're struggling on, or a pack of mobs that you're struggling on, that's pretty much like you're gonna have to advance past that.
You can't just go in, kill a bunch of enemies, die, and then go in and clean up the rest. You have to restart.
So the Invasion is the online multiplayer, and at any time someone can use an item that will...
Have you ever tried to Nuzlocke Pokemon challenges? They make Dark Souls look like a kid's game. #feels badman.
Nope, can't say that I have. I'll have to look into that. Nuzlocke?
Nuzlocke. It's a game style for Pokemon.
Oh,
basically, you can only catch the first Pokemon that you meet on each road, and then if any of your Pokemon die, you have to release them.
Oh, okay. So the invasion aspect is the online multiplayer. So if you're playing your own game, you hit an item in your inventory, it will connect you to the network and then take you into another person's game. So let's say you're playing Dark Souls and you're like 4 mobs away from getting to your next bonfire, and somebody invades you, right?
How do they invade you?
They just pop in. They
just say hi, and
they pop in as a red phantom. There's a message at the bottom of the screen that says you're being invaded. Whatever you're engaged with, it doesn't like disappear or despawn. It doesn't put you into like a separate, like you've still got to deal with that shit. So you could have someone run up behind you and backstab you. You've got to be very vigilant of what's going on. They can try to get entice other mobs to kill you. I mean, it really, if you think about the way that PKing used to work in old MMOs, it's sort of like that.
It's like in World of Warcraft where you're fighting a bear and then suddenly there's a rogue behind you killing you.
Except there's no, like, you don't ever accept a PvP battle. It just happens.
Right, yeah.
I thought you had to accept that in
Not
WoW.
in PvP servers.
Okay, all right.
Open world PvP.
Okay. So it is like open world PvP.
What's the benefit for invading someone?
You collect items and you get all of their souls, and the souls are used as currency. You get all of their souls, and the souls are used as currency. Wow. So you level up with them, you buy new items, you upgrade your items. It's all souls. It's not like this bullshit Final Fantasy where they've got Gil and Zenny and all manner of different points that you spend.
Everything is souls.
Everything is souls.
Okay.
So, and the thing is once you die, your souls get left on the ground, right?
Come back and pick them up.
You have to come back and pick them up. If you die again before you pick up the souls, all those souls are gone. So
okay.
If you're sitting on 100,000 souls waiting to level up a bunch and then you die twice,
they're gone.
They're gone. And if you die to an invasion on your way back to an easy soul grab, those souls are gone.
Yep.
I mean, the invasion can be a very annoying aspect to Dark Souls, but it's also really critical.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the counter to it is that you can only be invaded if you're human. Like, you have a choice between being undead and human in the game, but if you don't become human, you can't kindle bonfires to get more Estus flasks.
That is true.
You can only do that when you're human.
That is true. And in Dark Souls 2, they actually cap your max HP the more you are not human.
Oh.
So your HP cap goes down every death. Right?
That's rough.
It is rough. Dark Souls 2
Isn't
is brutal.
humanity limited in that one too?
It is.
Ugh.
It's brutal. It is brutal. But this is a game where I feel like at some point the failure state motivated me to continue. Did you ever feel that, Callie?
After my first that invasion where I got absolutely slaughtered, I was really gun shy to become human again. Like, I went for quite a while where I was like, I don't want to even, like, that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
But eventually I got to a part where I'm like, well, I can't win on 5 Estus flasks anymore, so it's time to nut up or shut up. And there we go. That's how I got back into that. And after that, I've been invaded since then. I've actually survived an invasion now.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Good job, Squall Loves Renoa.
I prefer Woody Harrelson. Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, that's a game where I feel like, yeah, you do end up turning a corner. I always just got really frustrated with invasions, to the point where I would kind of send dick PSN messages afterwards, just like
that bad.
nice bully build, fuckwad. You know what I mean? Like,
I love flaming lamers.
Yeah.
It's oh my god, it was so funny.
Let me tell you though, that game prepares you for invasions and that frustration. After you fought the Capra Demon, nothing in that game will make you mad anymore.
Absolutely.
Like that is the ultimate frustration, and it's really early in the game.
I agree that was a fight that sort of trains you well for the frustration that you'll be experiencing later on in the games. And then there's invasions that aren't actually other players; they're NPCs.
Yeah,
and they serve a bit of a story purpose too.
Yeah, there's one that invades you right before you fight Quelaag, and if she invades you and you kill her, then you can summon her to help you fight Quelaag.
Yeah. And it's very cool because they don't explain any of that.
No.
You know,
just figure it out.
Yeah, you just figure it out, which is fantastic. I love that aspect of Dark Souls. But so, what are some other Chris? We haven't heard much from you. What is a time that you've gotten completely crushed in a game to where you're like, I really am not logging on, other than Pokemon Go? Because I know I crushed you.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's
It's funny because it's like
you didn't crush me. Flint crushed me.
Yeah, but it's like if I can't be a Pokemon master, then I don't want to play Pokemon at all.
If I'm not the best out of my fan group, then what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, it did.
Oh shit! Nate's level 17.
I have to say, it is fun to have something that I can legitimately hold over your guys' head that I know bothers you. It really is.
It doesn't really bother me.
Does it?
That's bullshit.
You want to try to say that again a little bit more convincingly? Because I don't believe that at all.
Doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. There's a couple times in Overwatch when
oh my god, yeah.
I'll be playing by myself in competitive, or playing with people that I know in Overwatch, and it's just like when you can't even get out of your spawn room, and I mean you're playing as Mercy, so you can't do any damage. You're just trying to heal people and keep them alive.
Right.
There was this one time when we were playing on Hollywood. We could not get past the first choke point, and I was on Mercy, obviously, and we had a Genji and a McCree, and they would just literally run up, get shot a couple times, run back to the back lines, and then just stand and jump and say, heal me, heal me, heal me. And I'm like, don't get hit. I can only heal one person at a time, and the tank's sucking up.
But you're still playing Overwatch, though.
Well, not after that game. I mean, I logged off, and I'm like, I can't play this game right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You haven't logged on since?
No. I mean, for the rest of the night, I logged off.
All right. I'm talking about severe.
Ones?
Let me tell you. Okay, because
I can tell you how I prevented Robbie from
longtime fans of Limit Break Radio will know this name. But in college, my roommate Sale beat my ass so bad at Super Smash Brothers that I have people will be playing it and ask, hey, do you want to play? No, that's fine. I'm good. I'm fine on that. It has made me completely gun shy about ever picking up and playing Smash Brothers in any kind of capacity. Even at New Year's, it was only
a little bit.
It was only because I was on stream and I was like, all right, I want to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to disappoint people. But, if I could go the rest of my life without ever playing Smash, I probably would, because
but to be fair, he's tournament level.
He is, but just knowing that there are people on that level makes me go, there's just no way.
Yeah, people on every level like that, though.
Yes, that is true. But when you run up against it, in theory or on YouTube, I know that there are people who are insanely good at games that I love. Dark Souls, one of them, right? I know that those people are but it's until you get someone that purposely fucks with you and toys with you, like Callie was saying.
Oh God, yeah, just make an ass of me.
It just shows you how bad your skill set is. And that I feel like that is a serious demotivator right there, when you're just like, oh my God, I'll never ever be able to be like that. There's nothing I can do to be like that.
What it is it's that feeling of hopelessness that you get when you're playing like that guy who came in and invaded me. I knew I had no hope of killing this guy.
Right.
There was no chance.
Right.
And it's really demotivating. Nika, when I first brought up this topic a while back, you like one game, you replied immediately in the host chat. And I thought it was really, really good.
Was it StarCraft?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell my story about that one. So when StarCraft first came out, okay, I guess I didn't get it right away, but I got it a little bit after. And I guess there was a whole bunch of ways to like spoof BattleNet codes and to like steal other people's codes. And so I actually went to go play online when I was a young kid, and it's like, your code has been banned from whatever BlizzNet, whatever that was. And I was like, well, what the hell? Like, I've never even played online before. How is my code banned already? And my dad's like, well, someone probably got like a code key. And I was like, well, that's fucked up. So I didn't play it at all. So then once I got into college and they had like the StarCraft like bundle packs and stuff.
Yeah, like when
so
Brood War was out?
I bought it like StarCraft 2 or StarCraft, I don't know.
Brood War.
I bought some kind of bundle pack. And I was like, okay, finally, I can play online. And like, I played against all my friends. I can beat all my friends. Like, I thought I was, I knew I wasn't like tournament leveled StarCraft, but I was like,
Right.
I'm decent, right?
Right.
So I go to log into the game and I get my ass handed to me like in the first 5 minutes of the game. I'm like, how the hell are they invading me already? I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I think I tried 3 times, never did it again.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and that game was brutal too because the campaign mode did not prepare you for like rush strategies.
No.
So you'd be like, you get used to like building up your base and building your defenses, and then you get onto this online mode, and you'll be like, all right, I'm building my 4th worker. Why are there 2 Zerglings running into my base? How do they
Tower
already have
rush.
Zerglings? What? No. And then
Yep.
you're dead.
Tower
Yep.
rush.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's a ton of these stories out there. If you'd like to share your own, Final Encountercast on Skype, 810-207-1764. We're probably going to be wrapping up in not too much longer here. But if you wanted to get in on this topic, share some of your epic defeat stories. Final Encountercast on Skype, 810-207-1764. Kind of on the other side of that, though, having the advantage. I mean, again, like with Pokemon Go, I do feel like for the first time I've got an advantage on a game over you guys, and it makes me a lot more motivated to play.
All right, I have a story, devastating defeats in gaming. Me and my sister, way back when we were playing on the Nintendo Entertainment System, we had Bomberman, and we played do 1v1 Bomberman.
Yeah.
And not to toot my own horn, but I was entirely better than she was, to the point where she literally said, if you don't let me win at least once, I'm never going to play this game ever again with you. And
you wailed on her, didn't you?
keep in mind, I was the younger child, so she had everything on me. And so I just went straight for her, blew her ass up. She never played another video game with me ever again.
Ooh.
Wow. So
Damn.
Devastating defeat.
That is.
Devastating defeat.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is a lot of times if you know who's on the other end of that defeat, that can serve as a big demotivating factor in and of itself too.
Yep.
You want another interesting aspect of this is I remember when I quit playing Magic. When I went to a tournament and got absolutely schooled by some guy with a $6,000 deck that I could never match up to, I'm like, what the hell was the point?
Right.
Okay, here's a devastating win. Again, Magic. I went to a pre-release booster draft type thing. I was able to draft like 6 gray merchants, which were like basically the more you had of them, the more you would win. To the point where I could just keep casting this stuff. I drain his life and get life back. And,
brutal.
And he couldn't do anything about it because each time you had more, they effect stacked.
Right.
And I basically
sort of like Baron Senger was very much like that, where every time it took out a card, it got I think it's +1/+1 permanently. It wasn't until end of turn. That made that card insane.
Right. And I managed to draft 4 or 6 of the damn things in a 40 deck, a 40 card deck.
And in draft you can run more than the 4 card limit.
Right, exactly.
Holy
so
shit.
I was basically able to just steal that entire tournament just on these 6 cards alone.
Damn.
And the look of like disgust and hatred I felt in that room, I was to the point where I don't think I can show my face back here ever again because everyone was so salty.
Like what? Okay, so in that situation, like, what are you supposed to do?
Right? I'm like, yeah,
What do you want me to do? Not play the cards? We all sat here and drafted, dickheads.
Yeah.
I know.
How
It's
did
not
you
like-
get 6th grade merchants? That's
Like,
my question.
It's not even like I walked in the door with this shit.
Yeah,
Right.
that's draft.
You guys gave me these cards. I'm like, ooh, a gray merchant. I like black, sure. Oh, a second one. Okay, sure. Is this happening? Is this real life? Pack 2.
Everyone was running white green.
I'm like, is
Oh
this
my
Christmas?
god.
I can tell you one of my most devastating gaming defeats was against myself, unfortunately, when I was as a child playing on the Nintendo 64. And the fact that, for whatever reason, they save things into the stupid little memory cards that go into the bottom. And I know this game was not widely loved, but I loved it. Quest 64.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was,
my
Quest
God.
was awesome.
It was like my first RPG, playing on the Nintendo 64. I thought it was so much fun, and I actually got really, really far. And then I was like, you know what? I love this game so much. I'm just going to start a new file because why the hell not?
What?
And I made this, I don't know, because I was, muscle memory. I saved over.
Oh no!
It was almost at the end of the game, and I cried. And actually, and this traumatized me to this day, is that I actually went downstairs to my mom crying, thinking she would just kind of hug me and say, it's okay, you'll get back to where you were. But then she's like, it's a game, get over it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh, mom dropping reality.
For that, but that's besides the point. But that I never went back and beat it because I was
Wow.
so traumatized and so upset that that's one of the first RPGs I'd ever played. I got so far, I saved over it, and I quit. I couldn't handle it anymore.
Have you guys has that ever happened to you guys where you get really really far in something and either the data gets corrupted?
Several times.
Final Fantasy 5.
Really?
I got to my first time. I got to X Death. I fought him. He beat me. I didn't have enough magic defense. So I all right, I'll go back out, put on some more magic armor, go in and try again.
Right.
Came back out. Save file won't load anymore. And I'm like, I never went back. I think I finally beat FF5 last year. Finally.
Damn.
To me on the PlayStation 1 because when I first got it, my parents bought me a bunch of off-brand, really shitty memory cards.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that happen a lot.
My first FF7 file, it wouldn't save. I had one of those ones that would have 3 different sets of things. If you pushed a button and the color would change, and it was another set of memory sticks. And for whatever reason,
yeah. I remember.
7 would always corrupt, and so I could never get past Wall Market. So I had played the beginning to Wall Market because I just loved FF7. I thought it was so fun. I played the beginning to Wall Market I want to say 50 times before I got a real memory card that let me get past that part in the game.
God.
I remember when I first got I was the first in my group of friends to have a PlayStation. I was maybe 9 at the time, maybe 10. And I got Final Fantasy 9 with it, and I really didn't have a ton of perspective yet. I just thought you had to beat Final Fantasy 9 in one sitting.
Oh wow.
I didn't know you could actually save.
Wow. Oh jeez.
Jeez.
Oh.
I came from Sega, where if it didn't save on the cartridge or on the console, that was it.
Yeah.
What, you never played Sonic and Knuckles?
The expansion cart.
Good
yeah.
times. I did
Yeah.
play Sonic and Knuckles.
That's safe.
I had Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's
did.
what I mean. But games either saved on the cartridge or you just beat them from start to finish.
That's
So
right.
when FF9 didn't auto save on the disc, I'm like, I guess I just got to beat it.
Had the Bomberman game on my Game Boy, where every time you get to a new level, you'd have a code. So you'd have to write down the codes, and you'd only get the
Spider-Man
code-
was like that on the
you'd only
Game
get
Boy.
the code if you died. So I remember I would purposefully die on each Bomberman level and write them down so that no matter which level I wanted to play, I would have the code for it.
There you go.
Yeah, and
There you
then
go.
and then you'd have to actually put in the code every time and reload, so it wasn't like an actual save file.
Right. All right, let's go to our phone lines. We've got Jovi hanging on the line. Jovi, how's it going?
It's way too hot. It's way too
Amen.
hot.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, you're telling us.
You can see us on stream. We're actually have fucking paper towels
We
and
do.
we're wiping it.
It is bad today. It is very, very warm
Fam,
today.
I got a fucking hand towel over here. It's fucking. I need to.
All right. Okay, so what,
Devastating defeat.
Yeah, what do you want to bring to the table here, Jovi?
Oh my god. Okay, so as far as the recent stuff goes, I've been playing a lot more of Overwatch competitive wise, and there were 2 separate instances where I felt like I'm just not. I don't want to play this game anymore. Like that. The first instance was There was one day within the day I got from rank 49 to rank 52.
Mm-hmm.
Within the same day, I dropped from rank 52 to rank 46.
Wow.
Damn.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
it was a
losing
it was a oh god, it was a blow to the head, to like
To the ego.
Yeah.
yeah. And it was just one of those days where it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna do something other than Overwatch.
Well, and like,
because fuck this game.
in a lot of those competitive games, there reaches a point where you have to step back and realize, wait, I am playing on tilt. I am playing like shit. It's time to just take a step back and give it time. Like Aniro, I'm sure you or Nate, I'm sure we've gotten there with Dark Souls where we'll have
Yes.
times like, I'm dying to trash now
Yes.
because I'm so mad.
You're playing on tilt.
Yeah, you can't do it.
That's very real. Like, I don't experience that often. I feel like the games that I normally play don't really lend themselves to that.
Right.
I very much like, RPGs that you can kind of put down after a little while and walk away from and then come back. That's why I like old style RPGs. It doesn't sort of keep you plugged into the action of every single second. You can have a battle, return to the overworld, and then pause it and walk away. Pokemon has been really good. Playing through Soul Silver again, Pokemon has been really good about that. And just games that you can play in doses. That I definitely prefer those. But like that too. I have done this so many times where I put something down and then I walk away and I forget to either I get busy with something else, but I just never come back to it. Mm-hmm. I've done that with Final Fantasy V. I've done that with so many fucking games.
Did you have Dark Souls 3?
No, Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 I did that too.
I've done that with
Fantasy 5 is so good though.
I've done that with Chrono Cross back in the day on the PlayStation.
Yes, I did that too.
I quit Chrono Cross too. I can't remember my reasoning. I know I hated the battle system in Chrono Cross.
I loved
it. It's so good.
It was
I mean, it was you had to click on percentages to have a stronger accuracy but weaker attack, or the less accuracy of stronger attack.
Yes.
Build up your combos, man. Build your own
there was just
combos.
something about Chrono Cross that I got to a certain point with fighting. I mean, I was only not as far in as I thought. I'm 16 hours in.
Their elemental system was so good.
Or just cheese it, cast Eagle on you, just heart attack every time. But no, Chris, it's time for dinner. Okay, put down the controller, turn off the TV, go upstairs, do whatever, forget I'm playing the game, come back down. Oh, game's on, turn it off.
Yeah.
I didn't save.
Oh no.
I
Did
remember
I save?
that feeling of dread in your stomach where you're like, oh no.
Did you ever go back and finish Chrono Cross?
Yeah, I
You
finished
did.
it,
Okay.
but this is another playthrough, and I don't think I finished that playthrough.
Really? Ugh.
It was I never save. It's always
That
5,
was the
6
thing
hours.
with all those old RPGs where you could only save at save points, and there would be some intensely difficult places between save point to save point, and you
Right.
see the save point in the distance, and you die before you get to it. It's so disheartening.
And Dark Souls does that too. And Dark Souls does it in this really shitty way where a lot of times you can even see the bonfire, and then there's enemies that jump out from around the corner and just murder the shit out of you.
When I was climbing Sen's Fortress,
Oh God, Sen's Fortress! Fuck Sen's Fortress!
I got
man.
up to the top of there, and someone in the chat's like, just so you know, there's a bonfire around. And I immediately stopped to look around, and as soon as I
Yep.
stopped, I got hit by a bomb that the big troll guy was throwing and died. I'm like, oh.
There's a giant up there that throws bombs that are bigger than normal, and just one of them, if you're even kind of dipped on health a little bit, will kill you.
And it did. And I had
And
to
if you-
climb the fortress all over again.
Oh God, that's terrible. But the bonfire isn't even obvious.
No.
You get out of this stairwell onto this open area on the top of this Sen's Fortress structure, and then you've got to drop off of a ledge to find
It's almost a leap of faith.
Oh my God, does it suck? I did the exact same thing and had to climb it all over again. Oh God, I fucking hated Sen's Fortress.
Can you bonfire in combat?
Yes.
No.
I think you can in one, at least.
Feel like if something is engaged in combat with you that it won't let you.
If you're getting wailed on a skeleton, you can't
I
run
don't
to the
thi-
bonfire and quickly light it.
I don't think you can while you're being invaded.
Maybe that's something that they changed with 2, because I know that I've gotten fucked up by that in 2.
You're trying that.
I feel like I've been really low on HP and run back to a bonfire I started at to despawn everything.
Yeah, you can do that, but if they're close enough, I feel like the bonfire goes out.
That might be.
Might be. I can't remember. Anyway, Jovi, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. If you'd like to be a caller to Final Encountercast, Final Encountercast on Skype, 810-207-1764. Let's get those calls in. If you want to get them in, let's get them in quick, because...
Quick.
Oh, my God, is it warm in here. So why don't we read an email real quick before we take off here. Who wants to read our email?
Someone volunteer. I don't have it up on my phone.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay.
Good job, Nico.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Good
Okay,
job.
so this first one here. Okay. It says, "Hey, FEC crew, wanted to share a rather humorous story with you guys. As a bit of backstory, my friend and I, who are on Team Mystic, Team Mystic,
yeah,
live about 30 miles from each other in a rural area. There's a few small towns with a few gyms around us, and we try to take over our local area gyms and try to meet up about once a week to sweep the remaining areas. During the week, we update each other on our progress. So last week, I get a call from my friend who was very distressed and sounded a bit frightened. After he calmed down, he gave me a gym report on his area. After getting off work, he drove to a gym controlled by Team Valor. After spending about an hour, he managed to take it over and place his Pokemon in the gym to bring it under Mystic control. Almost immediately, a person pulls up beside him and angrily screams, "Hey, I called my friends and they're on their way." My friend explains to me that he assumed that the guy mistook him for someone else, that the guy might have had beef with him and just ignored him. About 5 minutes later, a car full of guys came speeding up beside him, screaming at the top of their lungs. In a panic, my friend hastily shifted his vehicle into reverse to drive off, thinking that he was about to be jumped by a group of people that may have him mistaken for someone else. As he's driving off, he hears one of them scream, "Team Valor for life!" The gym was taken by Team Valor in a matter of seconds.
Oh, my God.
So needless to say, it seems like Pokemon Go has devolved into gang turf wars where I live. Thanks for reading. Sincerely, David.
Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny.
Go Team Valor!
Yes, exactly. But have you guys been doing a whole lot of gym battles? Because
I have now.
Yeah. Now that
I have some over 1,000. I've started.
Now that my Pokedex is so full, I've definitely been doing a lot more gym battles recently. It's a lot of fun. I got my first 10 defender bonus the other day.
Good job.
Right? Oh man, I was actually
I got my first
legitimately proud of it.
3 at a time the other day.
I think I'm holding 3 right now.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are permanent. Like I have a Poliwrath. I don't know where I laid that down, but it's never coming back to my inventory. And a couple of Belle Isle spots too are really, really well defended. So I think that's gonna do it here for the show. Thank you guys.
Has it ever been this hot in here?
Oh yeah, let's take one more caller.
Okay.
We've got Volkai hanging on the line. Volkai, what's going on? Thanks for calling the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I just wanted to let you know about the worst defeat I ever had, which was a defeat of the save system in Final Fantasy VI.
Ooh, okay.
I made it to the part where Kafka is invading the city, and you have to defend an area, and your characters get split up into 3 different teams.
Oh, right.
And I saved right at the start of that. And I'm not someone who kept backup saves on the SNES, so I just had the one save file. And my team kept getting wiped out every single time because I had not grinded up enough levels. And I could not go back and level up more. So
That definitely
really not strong enough to win.
That happens. That happens a lot in JRPGs where you have a save file that is just, and you're at a point where it's just unwinnable and you can't go back and grind. That is so frustrating.
That happened to me the first time I ever actually played through FF9.
Yeah.
There's a part where you get divided into 2 parties and you have to go to the new continent and you have no magic.
I remember this.
I got there and it was my main, it was Zidane, and then my 3 losers were with him, and I could not kill anything on that new continent.
Wow.
And I was just stuck.
Ooh.
Forever. It was awful.
Brutal. Volkai, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Thank you both to Jovi and Volkai for calling in and sharing their greatest losses. This has been a good topic. I feel like we could probably revisit this again in the future.
Yeah.